Capcom. Capcom!
Actually, no.
Actually, this is not. But it reminds us of
Concept!
Concept!
All right. What is this BS here?
Okay. Now, Red Ash. I know how many people were excited to hear this news.
Red Ash is supposed to be the spiritual successor of Megaman Legends.
Yeah. About that. See, I kind of get what Keiji Inafune is trying to do. He's trying to apologize for this, yet it's kind of his fault. He left.
Yeah.
Like, Red Ash, at starting point, only serves to remind us of what we could have had.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you take the name Red Ash, put a dash between the words red, and you get Re-Dash. So, remake of Rockman Dash.
Right. Which was his Japanese name, or his original name.
Yeah. Clever.
Megaman Volnut.
Okay, so we don't even know how well Mighty No. 9 is going to do yet, and unfortunately, all I'm hearing is really negative stuff. Like, buddies at E3 have already played it there. You've had the beta testers who had played it months in advance, and I'm sorry, I'm not hearing good things.
There's been a laundry list of
there has been a laundry list of nothing but negative things.
Subpar graphics, boring gameplay, incorporating the dash move to attack, which I guess was good in theory. Kind of like using the Batmobile all the time in Arkham Knight. It sounds good in theory, but when you actually put it to practical use, it's not all that fun.
Yeah, so that's all I'm hearing about Mighty No. 9 is that there's no reason it should have taken 2 years to develop this thing.
Not to mention what an incredible train wreck this whole thing
Mighty No.
was.
9 has been a train wreck that has just been constantly going downhill. You've had that whole...
I'll be more honest with you, Will. I'm more excited about the Mega Man Legacy Collection than I am Mighty No. 9.
I know.
Because it's actual Mega Man. It's like, we talked about this a while ago. It's like, Mighty No. 9, when this first came out, we were all for it. Everybody was all for it. We couldn't be more excited. Because nothing was going on. But as you draw it closer and you look at it, it's like, well, you know what? This kind of like feels like playing the cheap knockoff version.
Yeah, in fact, Hideki Kamiya.
Yes, Hideki Kamiya. And I love this guy. But yeah, he's such a... He lives...
he is not... My God, Hideki Kamiya. Dude is not afraid to share his thoughts.
No, yeah. He's not a fan at all of Mighty No. 9.
No, he spits on Mighty No. 9, claiming that it is nothing but a cheap knockoff of Mega Man, and it's an insult to Capcom.
And it's probably... He probably is right, because it does feel like Keiji is kind of capitalizing on all of the anguish that Mega Man fans have been. Now, look, some people might say that Hideki is being hypocritical because of Bayonetta and Devil May Cry. Well, look, Bayonetta obviously has its own identity from Devil May Cry.
And that's what I wanted to point out was, like, Mighty No. 9 really doesn't have its own identity, because you look at it in every way, shape, and form, it is a complete Mega Man knockoff.
Right.
Whereas Bayonetta has its complete identity on its own.
Yeah. It does have this gameplay style.
It has some formula.
Similar formula, right. But it definitely has its own story, its own character, its own, like you said, identity.
Mighty No. 9, as far as we know, complete lack of that.
You ever seen one of those Hong Kong knockoffs of toys or things? Or
yeah,
when you go to a dollar store,
you go to a flea market, or you see like these really poorly made Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and Shrek all in the same packaging.
Or you see like those action heroes that are clearly knockoffs of Power Rangers.
Didn't we see some Dragon Ball Z ones? And what were they called?
Great Warrior Fighters or something.
Yeah, Great Warrior Fighters. And they were like really poor knockoff toys of Dragon Ball Z characters.
That's what I see.
That's
now.
what Mighty No. 9
is. Yeah.
That's what this feels like now.
Like
at first it felt like a really great thing, but with the train wreck going behind it and nothing but negativity surrounding the whole thing and showing it for what it really is kind of turning out to be, a boring.
Now we don't know. It comes out in September, and to be honest, we'll give it a shot.
Well, yeah, we're still gonna play it. We'll still give it a shot. Maybe we'll even enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it just feels like that's exactly what it is. It's knocking off Mega Man down to the T, and it's just trying to be Mega Man
And now
without establishing its own identity,
you have this whole thing with Red Ash.
which is doing the same thing.
Same thing
with Mega Man Legends.
It makes me just say, man, I'd rather be playing
I
Mega
know.
Man Legends.
Yes, exactly. Like people were excited to look at the concept art of Red Ash and look at these characters that look like Teasel Bond and look like characters that look like Roll and stuff. But then for me, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, wow, this only further reminds me of a game we could have been playing. And it's only going to ever serve to remind you, like, wow, you could have been playing Mega Man Legends 3, or you could have been playing Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 right now.
It also gives me pause, or makes not pause, but gives me a little concerned about Bloodstained. I am a backer for Bloodstained. I've actually donated to that project. Will Bloodstained be the same thing? I don't know, but I just hope that the creator, his name slips my mind at this time, but I just hope that he's a lot more cautious with it, or at least he's a lot more careful with it than, making sure that it's not just a direct, clone of Castlevania, that it actually has its own identity.
Just with different names, but yeah, it actually has its own identity. It can fluctuate on its own.
Right.
Has its own plot, has its own mythology going behind it, where it pretty much seems like Mighty No. 9 and Red Dash are pretty much just banking on what it used to be. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that doesn't sit too well with me anymore.
Well, like I said, how badly this whole thing was operated with Mighty No. 9. He's like, now you're gonna, now you want to try to do Mega Man Legends, and
without even knowing, like with an animated series following Red Ash, like. Guys, you haven't even released Mighty No. 9, and I'm hearing nothing but negative press surrounding this whole mess, and you already want to plan ahead for a game that you might not even see the light of day?
I don't know. I really don't know.
And again, lack of an identity on its own. Mighty No. 9, it just feels like an exact clone of Mega Man, and not a very...
maybe it has an identity, but it's not working.
Yeah, and not a very good clone. Considering all the bad stuff, like dashing into your enemies to do damage. Like, apparently the pea shooter will kill the enemies, but it's at a much slower rate than actually...
You basically stun lock them.
Yeah, you stun them and then you dash into them.
So the pea shooter is like a jab, and your dash is like the right cross to knock out your opponent.
Yeah, so
interesting.
Like, you can jab. You eventually, like, enough jabs will knock an enemy out too, but a right cross is what is the power.
I'd rather be shooting people with charging out my Buster Shot. Sorry.
And like, again, we don't know much about Red Ash, but I saw the trailer for it or the video about it.
Calling me unimpressed.
I'm not impressed. It only further serves to remind me of the tragedy that was Mega Man Legends 3. Why did he leave? Why didn't you wait until it was done? Because with Capcom saying that, well, and this one I kind of buy. Like, Capcom ultimately came out and said, well, Mega Man Legends 3 was still kind of not fully off the ground yet when we greenlit it. We were still trying to see if there was any genuine ideas or interest. I kind of buy that, but now that only points the finger at Keiji, like, if you knew this, why did you leave? Right. And this is kind of his way of maybe trying to make a new Mega Man Legends 3, which is... kind of fine, but at the same time, again, it's not establishing its own identity. The characters look like knockoffs of the characters from Mega Man Legends. And when I see that, that's only going to remind me that I could have been playing Mega Man Legends 3.
Yeah. I mean, we're out there.
I mean, I know that some of you are going to say, like, oh, you're just bitter Mega Man fans.
Yeah!
Yeah! But
come on, Capcom, make a new Mega Man game for Nintendo Wii, please. I will buy it.
Okay, that's pretty much all we have to say about this whole thing. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you soon.